need to take an aspirin or something. Holy shit. Come on, wake up. This is really dodgy, holy hell. It's not best. Now my hands are really stiff. It's not a good sign when my hands are already starting to hurt a bit after 5 minutes of warm-up. So I'm going to be right back. I'm going to go grab an aspirin. Because of... yeah, it's not... my head isn't quite working. Do I still play Splatoon 2? Sort of. I still kind of play... like... I don't know. We'll have to see. Like... it's kind of a bit awkward with Splatoon 2 right now because there's a bunch of shit that I want to be doing with it that, like, running a team is kind of getting in the way of it, so I don't know. Stingray needs a nerf. I don't know about that. Like, it kind of does, but I don't think that Stingray is really the problem. It's, Stingray is kind of like... It's stupid on, like, Port, for example, and it's also really stupid on Kelp. Like, Stingray on Kelp, you might not, think it's that good, like, just sort of looking at the map, how open it is, but, Kelp Stingrays are stupidly good, because you can lock off, like, the entire, like, tree area and all that. It's stupid on Kelp. But, yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna be right back. I'm gonna... Oh, actually, I've got to put up this, don't I? Hey, okay, let's edit this. 33.840. 133.6 XX. BRB. No. Oh, fuck it. Yeah, I'll be right back. Alright, sorry about the wait there. Eek, gross. Yeah, so just on the topic of Splatoon 2, my issues with it aren't really balance related so much as the game's missing a lot of what made Splatoon 1 really enjoyable. And part of that is just the novelty, right? Because when we first started playing Splatoon 1, it was horrible, right? 10 attack was stupidly strong. And basically, like, after the 96 Deco came out, that was stupidly strong as well. But the thing is, right, none of that really mattered because we were basically just, like, enjoying it for the sake of novelty, right? Also, these are just warm-ups, so I'm not really going all out. So I'm going to be behind my Ghost quite a lot, because, I mean, my Ghost is actually really, really well driven now. The only thing that I'm doing wrong with my Ghost is the gliders. And there's a couple of, like, small things here and there. So, like, pre-patch Baller, for example. No, what the fuck? Oh, wait. Yeah, so pre-patch Baller, for example. I don't think it was actually that much of a problem. I think, I don't know if you've seen my post about it, but I think pre-patch Baller was a symptom of another problem, which is that, the only viable weapon in Splatoon 2 are short-range weapons. Right? If you don't have that problem... I need to adjust my fan, 1 second. So, the only problem with Baller was that it counters short-range stuff, right? Because it works best when the enemy player is committed to a fight and they can't get away. Which means that the Baller is going to get in, deal some damage, and then probably either get the kill with the AoE, because the AoE, like, it does like 50-something damage, so it's like super, super likely to get a kill if there's any kind of damage on the enemy player. And then on top of that, it's like, it's paired with like the 52, which does 52 damage, the Luna, which does 50 plus damage, what else, the fucking Aerospray, which, well, you can just spam ballers anyway. Like, oh, and the L3, which makes it like a one-burst kill. Like, there's a bunch of problems with that in that, because short-range weapons are the only things that work. That was too early on the glider. Too early is when I hop and, like, I sort of land on the glider, rather than hopping... Anyway. So yeah, what happens is, even though the Baller, it is manageable, and to be fair, like, there was some damage buffs that needed to happen on, like, long-range stuff to even be able to think of dealing with it, so, like, charges... Again, chargers are in a shit state because they needed Object Shredder, which is just stupid on a charger. All that sort of thing. So, the issue with Ballers was, because, like, short range was the only viable thing, and Ballers kind of short range, that meant that Ballers were too strong. Because you couldn't run a long range weapon to counter Ballers, because the long range weapon would get countered by everything else in the game, which is just not healthy team comp building. Too late. Same thing with Splashdown, same thing with Inkjet, same thing with Tri-Sloshes, same thing with basically everything that's been strong in Splatoon 2 so far. Now, I sort of traced that back a bit to the Kraken being gone. Because that's part of what made long-range weapons a bit more viable in Splatoon 1. Like, Kraken was ubiquitous, and a lot of them had access to Kraken themselves. So... like, that made it so that long-range weapons had a bit of a niche in that they were less affected by Kraken, and they usually had Krakens of their own to, like, shore up some of their weaknesses. That's not the only factor by any means, but it's like, it's one of the many, right? And it's also interesting to me that people complain about like low skill weapons like the Tri-Slasher, when it's like, well, the reason they're effective is because they are low skill. Or at least low aim skill. Like, the whole point of weapons like the Tri-Slasher and like the Luna and the Bowler and the Slashdown is that they remove aim from the equation, which removes movement from the equation for the enemy player. Because you can't, like, counteract that. And yeah, so it goes. Okay, so just to actually talk about what I'm doing for a second here. This is not a good run. If I get a fast glider, I should be getting a 0.6, not a 0.7. On lap 1, that is. And as well as that, you might have seen I was a little bit wide on the first corner there. So what I'm practicing here, because I'm not really going for runs right now, I'm sort of trying to keep up with my Ghost, just to kind of get myself into proper driving habits, because my Ghost is quite well executed. But what I'm trying to do is practice the fast gliders, and also the first corner. So the first corner on lap 1 is different because it's got coins, but lap 2 and 3, the first corner is the main way that you gain time. Okay, that was too late. Also, I kind of figured out a way that I might be able to practice the fast gliders, because the problem with the fast gliders is it's, as far as I can tell, a one-frame window. I think there's a couple of one-frame windows, actually, but it's like they're all one frame. So you... like, if your timing is very good, you'll miss some of them just because, like, you're one frame off instead of two, whatever. But, anyway, point is, one-frame window, angle-dependent to a degree. Like, the angle determines the window, right? So, what you're trying to do, as far as I can tell, fast gliders are caused by, like, a change in, like, hopping state or some shit, when you hit the glider panel. So, if you're at the peak of your hop, when you get to the glider, it just puts you straight into a glide rather than, like, going through the animation. And that saves 0.1 of a second exactly. Or near enough, anyway. The issue is, you need to hit that one-frame window to get that 0.1 of a second. Now, I've already mentioned that if I'm going to get a fast glider on lap 1, then that means I should be getting a 0.6 on that lap. Now, the issue is, the difference for me between a good lap and a terrible lap is less than 0.1 of a second. So, for me, a good lap 1 would be, you know, low 0.7 without a fast glider. The one that I'm racing against right now, I believe, is a 0.76, which for me was sort of average. And if I go to 0.8 on lap 1, I'm sort of, you know, hovering over the start button, ready to reset. So basically that means that if I were to get a 0.8 pace run, which I did just before, with that 0.79 whatever, where I had the fast glider, like that would have been a 0.89, which is horrendous for me. Right, so that was no fast glider, and that was kind of a bad run. So at this point, Rainbow Road is very much just about grinding runs, because I've got to get a bunch of fast gliders with good pace. In order to hit my target, which is actually 0.5, but I'm putting 0.6 on that little thing because it's a bit more realistic. Anyway. How's the online in this game? I don't know, I don't play it. But I will say that the item strategy is a bit more reasonable. Like, the main thing is that if you're in first place and you get a coin item, the next item you get, as long as you hold onto that coin, is guaranteed to be a defensive item. And like if you get double boxes, you're guaranteed to get at least one defensive item and all that. So if you're in first place, you can't really trap, but that's good. Like you don't. First place not being able to trap is a good thing. Otherwise, it'd be broken as fuck. But you can reasonably expect to get defensive items. Like if second or third gets like triple red shells, you're still fucked, or double red shells or whatever. But it's like it actually has to be double reds rather than just single reds. Ooh, that was ugly. No, fuck, I need to focus on this fucking fast glider, dude. I know the timing for these fast... Oh yeah, that's the other thing about fast gliders. Timing is different for each lap. Or at least the visual timing. Because on lap 1, you've got 8 coins, and you come out of the shroom at a slightly different angle because you're taking a different line through the coins when you land from the first glider. And on lap 3 you don't have a boost pad. So your speed is different each time, which then means that your visual timing is different each time as well. So what ends up happening is the timing for the first hop is a little bit after you leave the boost pad. Timing for the second hop is like the frame that you leave the boost pad, and the timing for the third hop is like back to like a little bit after what the timing for the first lap is. So it's really stupid, and it actually makes it kind of like I can reasonably consistently do it on lap 3. See, like right there, I don't even know why that was fast. And this is so yeah, it's a stupid fucking track. And I really do have to just, like, keep going at it until I get the run. At the moment my driving isn't good enough, and it's partly because I've just taken some painkillers, so I can't, like, probably already getting a bit woozy. But, yeah, I'm not expecting to get any kind of decent run here today. But I do need to warm up and stay sharp. Yeah, no, I'm jumping too fucking... I'm going back to my old timing. I'm regressing. It's annoying me. What I actually need to do is learn how to race this track without having a ghost. I actually had a potentially god run. Not quite, but it was close. I got a .894, which was world record for a little bit. And I had 3 gliders in that, 3 fast gliders. Problem is, .894 with 3 fast gliders is like worse driving than my previous world record, which had 2 fast gliders. Which isn't great, because my previous world record was only world record because I sort of stopped playing after I got to 133, even though the run itself was really bad. No, I'm... fucking hell, I need to stop relying on muscle memory, but I actually need to look for the spot. For reference, my current run, and the run before it, which was a .850, only get 1 fast glider, and that's on lap 3. So, the driving on the .85 and .84 is literally, like, 0.25 of a... sorry, 0.15 of a second faster than the, 0.15? No, it is actually 0.25. 0.25 of a second faster, which is a fuck ton at this kind of pace, than the run where I got 3 out of 3 fast gliders. So, yeah, it's, and that sometimes happens too. So, like, this track is stupid. It actually is stupid. However, I have got a challenger nipping at my heels, which is very annoying. Because he seems to be a bit better at the fast gliders than me, and that annoys me because it means that he actually has a legit chance of getting the record. Even though his driving is not even anywhere close to mine. At least when I'm actually playing it well. Well, I missed a coin, so this can't be a good run, but we'll see how we go. Well, 2 out of 2. Damn, I think it's 100. And my hand's already hurting. Yeah, okay. This isn't great. Normally I've got a good hour or two in me now. I think not playing yesterday left a mark. Ah, fuck. That's the other problem. Why do people still use the sploosh? It's actually not that bad in Splatoon 2. I know that sounds crazy coming out of my mouth, but, like, because there's nothing to punish it for getting up super close to people, like a Kraken or a bubble, and there's no, like, echolocator, so it's not gonna just get fucking spotted every time it tries to do anything. Try another course. That's not how this works. I've already got the world record here, and I'm trying to defend it against someone who's trying to take it. Believe me, I want to do other courses. Like, I am actually quite annoyed that this guy has picked now to challenge my run, because I want to be playing Mario fucking Odyssey or other tracks, but I also don't really want to have the world record get taken away by someone who can't drive this track properly, so... Like, don't get me wrong, the guy's improved very fucking fast. Like, he got to 133 a day before I thought he would. But it's also very fucking annoying. Because, like, if he gets... The only way he gets a world record in the next week is if he gets, like, a 2 or 3 out of 3 run on fast gliders that just sucks, right? And I say sucks, like, it's still... 133 is 133, like... There's a reason why only 2 people in the world have ever got 133, and why my run of 133, 850, or 840 rather, is still really fucking hard for me to beat. However, like, I actually went to the trouble of going through his Ghost replay and like seeing what his pace is from like split to split, and it's not comparable. But because of the way this track works, he can still get the world record, and that just annoys me, so... That's why I kind of want to get 0.6, is because then he would actually have to improve to the point where his driving is up to scratch. Where can you see world records? The website is MKWRS, so MK World Records, mkwrs.com. And there's a Mario Kart 8 Deluxe section there. Yes, there are leaderboards in Mario Kart 8. But the difference between this game and Mario Kart 8 is Mario Kart 8 doesn't have 200cc time trials, and Mario Kart 8 also has some techniques that you can use in 150cc time trials that don't work anymore in this version. Head's starting to actually clear up a bit, so I should be able to... Oh shit, I actually got the point. I didn't think I was going to. Alright. Good start. That's a bit poor, but... Damn. Needed that glider. Oh my fuck, I hate that. Ah. It just sometimes happens and there isn't much you can do about it. I would have been very annoyed if that was a water record. Now I need to fucking massage my hands again. Holy shit, that hurt. Oh, this fucking track, dude. Take one day to play fucking Mario Odyssey. And I lose like half of my fucking endurance. So, what's happening, the reason why I can't fucking... The other reason why I stopped playing when I got 133.9 instead of continuing on is because this track fucking hurts. Like, it physically hurts to play this track. Because what happens is you've got two parts of the track where you're holding very specific angles, which is the shortcut, the no-item shortcut, and the first corner, right? Like the whole figure eight, actually, not just the first corner. So because you're holding very specific angles, you, at least I, have a tendency to like use more force than necessary to move the stick. Which means that, like, I'm jamming the fucking stick into exactly where I know the, where I'm trying to, angle it. Which then, of course, if you're familiar with old mate Newton, that means that the controller puts just as much force on my palms, which is really fucking painful.
and on top of that you've got braking, and you've got right-hand corners, sharp right-hand corners. So again, right-hand corners, you're pushing the entire controller, not just the stick, like smack into your right hand. And like I'm resting against my palm, and it really fucking hurts. And then on top of that, when you're braking, you're sort of rolling your thumb off the accelerator. Well, you're keeping it on the accelerator, but you're also rolling it onto the B button, which then makes it so that the controller digs just right into your fucking palm, and it really fucking hurts. So, like, all that taken together means that when I was going for 133 the first time, this was a couple of months back, because the world record lasted 108 days or some shit. So, you go, like, when I was going for that run, the reason why it was 133.9 with, like, 2 fast gliders, even though I had splits that are better than what I'm getting now, is because what would always happen is I'd get to lap 3 and I would have no sensation in my hands. I would have to basically go entirely off, like, pure focus on what I'm seeing on the screen and hoping that and like try and translate that to what I think is the correct motion without having any real feedback from my from my hands, which is why it's so fucking sloppy and why I lost a ton of time there in my 133.987. I've since managed to sort of harden up a little bit, so I'm not quite as bad. It's not quite as bad, and I can usually get through a run without losing sensation entirely, though it still hurts. But yeah, it's not great. It's yeah, fuck. I gotta give it a minute. That's another reason why I didn't want to play this track. That's why I was sort of really hoping that nobody would even try to challenge this. Because even though I can drive it better than anyone else on the planet, it doesn't matter if I can't actually finish a run on account of my hands fucking exploding. Okay, so that is a really good opening. I didn't get the fast glider, but you can see how far ahead of the ghost I am. Incidentally, that's like 0.02 of a second, but it's like still a lot in at the pace we're talking about. And I fuck it all up right there. Dude, nice. I was a frame too early on the glider. Oh yeah, the other thing about the gliders, the Pro controller has variable delay. It's not always like 3 frames or whatever. So you can't just have a visual cue, you have to actually get lucky as well. Pro controller is worse than... it's worse when it's wired. When it's wired, the input delay goes up from about 3 frames to about 8 frames. It might only be 6, I don't know, but it's like, it more than doubles. Like, it's still possible to play, but... yeah, you basically get Street Fighter levels of input delay. I'm playing on a monitor, so I don't have input delay on the monitor itself. Like it's about 11 milliseconds, I think. It's one of those. It's a BenQ esports monitor, so it's like it's actually rated for input delay, like really low input delay, but it's still like
Yeah, it's less than a frame, so it's not a problem. That said, from what I understand, there is one player who was relatively consistent at Fast Gliders, and he played in handheld mode. So, the main draw with the Pro Controller is the quality of the buttons and all that is a lot better than the sticks, and of course it has a much longer battery life. So it's it's like at least 40 hours. The input lag is, it's part of the console, not the, controller. The problem, Ziff, is that the starting boost is very slow. Or if you're talking about, why not hold A as well as the mushroom, that doesn't matter. The mushroom just puts you at top speed, and then accelerating through that mushroom is, well, as long as you're holding the A button, you will always be at max speed when you're mushrooming. There's no acceleration inherent to the mushroom boost, so there's no reason to have the boost on top of that. And on top of that, the reason I don't hold the A button at all, even for a little bit, just to make sure I don't miss the first frame, is because it's I also need to get a first frame hop. And the way I do that is I just sort of clamp my hand down on the controller, both at the same time. Too late. Time trials with GameCube controller would be horrible. Absolutely terrible. I don't like using marshmallows for drifting. Also, frankly, I don't like the GameCube controller. The D-pad's terrible, so fuck that, and yeah, the triggers are terrible as well. Especially for a racing game where you're, trying to release the drift button as little as possible. And forget trying to get fucking consistent fast gliders with GameCube controller, that would be fucking impossible. You'll know it's a fast glider because I'll just leap ahead of my ghost, basically. And if you can't see my ghost, you'll know it's a fast glider because the glider just comes out, instantly, rather than, waiting until I'm actually physically inside the cannon. Yeah, honestly, the GameCube controller thing is, the only thing I like about it is the octagonal stick gate. Which would be really helpful for this, because the main soft drifting is, way easier. But, no, I really don't like that controller. It's way too small for me, the stick gets, once the stick starts going, it's just, Long story short, if I could have an Xbox Elite controller with clicky triggers instead of like soft marshmallow triggers, that would be my choice. Oh, fuck me. I'm not taking you seriously on the GameCube controller as much as I'm using it as a way to start talking about the GameCube controller, which everyone seems to fucking idolize. Actually, I wonder how well a hitbox would work. I don't know if that's what you're talking about, but I don't know what a box controller is, but... But yeah, the Xbox Elite controller is really, really good. The problem is that it's like $200. That was a good first corner, though. Oh, fuck. Yeah, okay. That was a horrendous shroom spot. Yeah, off. Ah, shit. The floor is getting a new auto record. I don't know if you were here for my explanation about this track, but the driving itself isn't capped yet, but it's sort of getting close. It's getting to the point where just small variations are going to start costing me time, rather than, like... It's basically, the point is, it's getting to the point now where anything that I do wrong that costs me a little bit of time, I'm not going to get that time back, right? It's just, like, my driving in my current world records is so much better than it used to be, even, like, with my 1:33.987. That literally any mistake is going to cost me a ton of time. Like, look at that. I just lost 0.1 of a second there. Like, I just lost 0.1. And there is, when I am that far behind, there is literally no chance of me getting a world record. Because, aside from small improvements on the driving on laps 1, 2, and 3, and like some small improvements here and there on lap 1, I can't beat my Ghost by just driving better. Because my Ghost does a lot of things really well, and virtually nothing badly. So I would need to drive even better than that in order to improve. And then, it's all for nothing if I get 0 out of 3 fast gliders. So, like, this is literally just a matter of grinding until I get a run that is almost as good, if not as good, as my current record, but with more fast gliders. There is nothing else to this track now. Like, there are no new strats that do things better, there are no... Like, there's no... Like, the only thing that I can do better than my world record consistently is the first corner on laps 2 and 3. And even then, like, on lap 2 it's quite good, so... Yeah, it's a bit like that, Ziv. Like, if you're familiar with Splatoon speedrunning, like, there's a point, or any speedrunning really, if you've got any kind of trick that saves a ton of time, that, like, retrying that trick costs, like, say, 10 seconds, right? And then there is not 10 seconds to gain in the rest of the run. It starts, like, you start losing runs to just not getting it the first time, right? And Splatoon 80% is definitely at that point. To be fair, like, the World 4 skip I don't think is anywhere near as finicky as, like, a fast glider here. But, like... That's sort of where Rainbow Road is at the moment, and I just did that. Would there be a better place to use the shrooms? It's actually kind of possible. I did try a couple of other shroom spots, but see, the thing is... with this game, there is... like, a lot of the speed in time trials comes from maintaining, like, a mini-turbo boost through a drift. So what I mean by that is, if you start a drift while you're, like, boosting, your drift will go faster. Like, you won't charge your mini-turbo any faster, but, like, you'll actually drive faster for quite a while after the boost has expired. Which I think is why sliding in Mario Kart 8 was so much faster, is because, like, you would just maintain your boost speed that much more. The issue is, if you don't shroom, like, on laps 1 and 2, if you don't shroom where you do, like, there's no boost pad to, like, get you back up to speed for the glider. And there's no, like, better place to use the mushroom. Because everything else, like, everything else has a sizable mini-turbo before it that you can use to keep your speed. The only other spot that makes any kind of sense is immediately after landing from the cannon. But even then, like, that doesn't really work, because it just puts you on a bad line, and it doesn't really save any time either. So... when am I going to be changing games? Not too... probably pretty soon. I'm not really doing too well at the moment. The main reason I'm playing this is just to sort of stay sharp more than anything else. So, like, I'm probably not going to get a world record in this session. The main reason I'm doing it, like, anyone who's been here for most of the time I've been streaming can probably tell you that my pace has picked up quite a lot since I started, right? So, like, I'm trying to maintain my splits and my averages and all that. I'm still annoyed because I still haven't been able to hit the same kinds of splits that I was getting a while back. It's partly because I'm just getting a bit lazy, but it's also because, like, the first corner is stupid, and I think I've just gotten lazy at it, and that's sort of what's going on here. So, just to explain with the first corner, the amount of ways that you can lose ridiculous amounts of time on the first corner is stupid. Like, it's... the best... like, if you break a frame too long on the first corner, you lose, like, 0.1 of a second straight away. If you don't break long enough on the first corner, which is a couple of frames, it's not that narrow, but, like, it's very angle dependent, you lose a ton of time, and you probably just lose the run outright because you're just going to fly off the track. Like, this track is very, very, very sensitive. That corner, rather, is very sensitive to... oh my gosh, that was terrible. It's just, like, if you do it slightly wrong, you just lose time. And a lot of it. What did I do wrong in the Ghost Trial? Not much. The only thing that I did wrong, really, was the fast gliders. Everything else was pretty solid. Oh, and there was a mistake on lap 2. I can't remember exactly what it is. But I think... I don't actually remember what my lap 2 time was. Whether it was 30.9 or 31.0. I think it was 30.9. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was 30.9 because otherwise I wouldn't have actually beaten my point 850. And I didn't get the SMT, or the UMT. You can tell if you've got a UMT or an SMT, that is purple or orange sparks, based on the rumble from your controller after you've boosted. And my controller was not rumbling, so that means I got an SMT. Also, it's kind of interesting that you can hit that wall without actually losing time. So yeah, literally the only mistakes that this run has are that I only got 1 out of the 3 fast gliders. So the fast glider is when you see me like hopping into the cannon, I'm going for a fast glider. If you don't see me like gain a ton of time on my ghost on laps 1 and 2, then I didn't get it. If you see me like just shoot ahead, then that means I did get it. On my ghost that I'm racing, I got the fast glider on lap 3, but I didn't get it on laps 1 and 2, and because it saves 0.1 of a second, that means that had I got those fast gliders, I would have hit like a 133.6, but instead I got 133.8. So... You don't lose that much time for going like way off there. The main way you lose time there is from your speed in midair rather than your angle. And that happens sometimes. When you see me sort of hop to the right there, and then like I slide off to the left, what I'm doing there is called a spin drift, where if you hop and input one direction, and then you smash the control stick into the other direction before you land, what will happen is you'll hop to the initial direction, but you'll drift in the other direction. Yeah, if you played Mario Kart Wii at all, you'll probably remember spin drifts. They were a lot easier in Mario Kart Wii. But yeah, so spin drifts in Mario Kart 8 do basically the same thing, where you adjust your line at the side of the corner, and that can save you a lot of time. So you can sort of see there, I did the spin drift. I lost a little bit of time just because I was sort of stalling midair for a little longer, but then I gained on my ghost because I didn't have to brake as much. Yeah, that kind of feels like my limit for today, so I might switch over to Odyssey in a bit. That was too early. You can tell, like, if I go flying off to the side like that, I don't lose time as such, aside from, like, not hitting the glider. But it means that I was too early on the hop. Because what happens is, if I hop at an angle, and then I, like, fly off to the side, that means that I was too early because I, like, landed on the edge of the glider. Just enough to, like, make it register as, like, a drift. Whereas if I hop like that and I don't go off to the side, that means I hopped completely over the boost pad. Or the glider pad. Oh, my hands are dead. Okay, yeah, alright. Oh, fuck. Dark Watches, that is DLC. Luigi's fucking Iliad. Fuck. Oh, that hurt. Okay. So yeah, this is why I'm playing this track now. Oh, fuck. Hands hurt. Ow. Alright, cool. Check these while I'm here. Implying this is ever going to change. Pretty sure this has been the same fucking top 10 for the last, like, 3 or 4 months. I'm surprised nobody's played this track. Because, like, Cinder and I are the only ones who've actually played it since I had some strats. So. Anyway, Odyssey, let's go.
Super Mario Odyssey!
Okay, so there are coins up there. How the... Oh, there's... things up there. Okay. Come on. Get out of here. Heavily panned? What, like critically panned? Anyway. Oh, hello. Whoa, hello. Get out of here. Oh, shit. Oh, right, okay. I was gonna say, like, panned is usually the term that people use for, when something's, like, critically, you know, critically panned, like, people didn't like it or whatever. There are coins over there. Wait. Oh, you can... Alright, that one isn't... How did I know that was there? There was an X. And it seemed like the sort of place where they'd hide something. No! Holy shit. Press the wrong button.
Nice! We in there. Oh, okay, it stacks. Very awkwardly, but it does stack. Stop that. I see. Look, there's coins down there, dude. Nope. That is ice, right? Oh, what the hell? No, we're fighting him again. Oh, what am I doing? Oh, the bosses don't look difficult because that's just that's like the boss, the fortress bosses in like Mario World, where they're just like, you know, easy. Oh, hello. fuck? Aha. Gotcha. Alright. Oh, what is this? Does this look more like a Zelda game? Yeah, I have actually made the comparison myself. Hello. Seriously, just coins? Well, that's a shame.
Woohoo!
hi, cat. Why are you still awake? Talk to him. What are you doing? Oh, I'm pressing B, that's what the problem is. Oh, Oktoberfest, right. I forgot that you were doing that. Okay, so what am I... Did I just miss something here? What's going on? Oh. Dude, this guy sounds like DK. Ah. Look, that's the home button. out of the... Oh my gosh. There we go. Well, that was interesting. Oh hey, I can actually see things now. Nice. Forced motion controls minigames? No? I mean, you've got to waggle regardless. At least some of the time, just because of the, like... Oh, what the hell? Yeah, so like, you do have to use the waggle, but like, it's not like you have to, what am I saying? Fuck. You have to use the waggle, but it's not, oh gosh, that's bad. It's not as though you have to, like, use nothing but waggle for anything. Like, it's not, you aren't doing anything like the Zelda things, where you have to, like, sit there and, like, tilt the controller and it doesn't work right and all that sort of shit. That should be good enough. Yeah, there's none of that. That I've found anyway. I just want to hurt something, but I guess not. Gotcha. That's a bit weird. Oh, hello. No, don't. Okay. The clothes aren't purely cosmetic. You need certain clothes that you get from purple coins to make it in certain areas, but like they tell you what you need and all that, and it's usually pretty obvious. Oh no. Oh my gosh, just grab the thing. Staffing, which is that it there? Oh, it's another one of these. Cool. Oh, that's water. What is this? Yeah, it is really good. Like, it's a good combination of like all the things that made the other Mario games good, and seemingly without the stuff that made them kind of annoying. Or polarizing, I guess, would be a better term. You don't die, you just, like, take damage, I think. I haven't actually had that problem yet, so... What's that over there? I don't think I've been there yet. Oh, that's right. Oh, there that is. Okay. Wait, seriously? $49 out of 50. That means I've missed literally one somewhere, probably in here, if I had to guess. Not in here. Seriously, 49 out of 50? How... That is just cruel. No, there's definitely only 50. Wait, how are you supposed to... No, gosh. Okay. Apparently that's not possible. Well, it probably is, but I'm just not gonna keep... Hang on, what's that over there? Probably in the lower section, just like chilling next to something, behind something or whatever. Get it? Chilling. Oh, hang on, there it is. Oh, wait, I need to go back up and do that time trial. No! Oh my gosh. Here we go. Oh, there we go. Wait, what did I just do? Yeah, I just warped to the same place. Okay, nice. That actually annoys me a little bit, where you have to hand in the... I mean... It only annoys me because the warps make it possible to, like, move around areas where you've already been, and, like, skip the hand-ins. But it's like... It is kind of annoying having to deal with that. Like, and... You know, you have to come back to the Snow Kingdom just to hand these things in. Like, come on, dude. Alright. Better results. You are having that already. Luncheon Kingdom. Oh yeah, I've already got one from this, well, because that was one of the places that, where, like, you've got the, secret warp. So, cool. Nice. Ah, missed it. Alright, night cat. Oh, get in there. Come on. Oh my gosh. This is just... Please, Mario, just cooperate. There we go. Oh shit. Okay. Nice. Oh, holy shit. Okay. Oh my... Okay. Not the greatest camera angle for that. Okay, where's she now? Okay, well there's some viable controls for you. I don't know if you're still watching Decos, but looks like the fastest way to move with this is going to be a bit of lag here. probably don't even need to use this guy to get over there. Oh shit. Stay. Oh my. Well, that's unfortunate. Actually, come to think of it, you can probably just get up on this. Okay. Piled on the salt. Alright, now the $1,000,000 question. Where the hell is the fireball so I can go get those coins? Oh, hello. Hello. Oh my gosh, please. Nice. The cheese rocks. Okay. That's certainly something. Okay. So that's scalable. Cool. I'll hit this checkpoint at least. A fork with a chef's hat. I'd show you around, but things are on fire right now. Is that so? Dude, I didn't realize that was, oh gosh. That's an unfortunate comparison to me.
Oh, there's a moon over there. Okay then. So I'm gonna go back and get that. Oh, ow. Wait, why did that rumble? Just now. Right, I think that might have just been the rumble because of the health being low. Okay then. What? Interesting. I wonder if there's like a blue thing around here somewhere. Might have a, what's it, a, moon in it. Oh, there's a moon, okay. Okay, so the normal way you're supposed to get there is with these guys. Alright. Find any turnips. Okay.
good. Nice.
Ugh! Oops.
Okay. That's one way to commit Sudoku.
You can almost make that, I think. Oh, that's not... Then again, I'm pretty sure what you're supposed to do is just use a bloody hammer for it. Come on, there's the last one. Hello. I see you. Really? Oh, wait, what? That's just... okay. Interesting. I was expecting there to be a way out that would lead you up top. Excuse me. I don't know if that's how you're supposed to get that, but... Oh, hello. Nice. Oh gosh, there's 3 of them? Okay. Oh, wait. Well then. Please. Okay. Oh, hang on a minute. Okay, so I think what you're supposed to do here... Yes. Oh my gosh, are you serious? That was close. Interesting. There's a star up there. Well, spoilers. Apparently this is a thing. There's toads everywhere. Actually. Oh, there's an invisible wall, dude! Oh, you could make that jump if not for that. Oh, how cruel. Oh, really? Oh, what is this? Okay, doesn't look like there's a secret, so... Oh my gosh. That's not great. However, I would have missed that. Oh. Okay. Can I stop doing that? Please. I'm pressing the fucking dive button and nothing's happening, dude. Come on. Does it just not work? When you, okay, I must be used to canceling with a hat throw or something. Okay, well, if that doesn't work, then I'll just have to do it sort of the old fuck. There we go. Wait, what? Oh, I see. I'm supposed to grab onto the ledge. Oh. And I did it again. I'm just so used to being able to just, like, throw my cap and just cancel a long jump so I can do a dive or whatever. Oh, get out of my face. Where are those coins? Oh, there they are. Alright. You know, if I was actually, you know, playing this a bit more intelligently, it wouldn't be a problem, but... Get out of my face! There we go. Is there really nothing else? Oh, right, I already got the thing. Oh, what the? Get... Seriously? No. Oh my gosh, that was close. Oh. Yeah, okay, I saw that coming. Oh my gosh. Really hard to judge distance like that. Get in the... Oh my... I can't help myself. Oh my gosh, get out of the way. Serious? This is... silly. What? I jumped, and I went sideways. Isn't Cuphead already a platform? Gosh, you would think I'm a games journalist, though, by the way I'm playing. Oh my gosh, get in the pipe. Wow. So hang on, if you got a fireball over there... twitching one's meat. It's, yeah. Hang on, I see. Okay, that's, Alright, so what's new? Oh, there's, fibers around here. Okay, I've already been under that. Oh, really? Oh, I love it. Oh, seriously? Okay, that does work, I just did it wrong. Should be able to do that in one cycle with a double flick, but it's kind of tricky with the Pro Controller because it doesn't seem to register very quickly. Oh, one sec. Alright, I need to hop off for a bit. I may as well get some food while I'm at it. So I'll be back eventually, but yeah, for now I'm going to just close the stream. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.